Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So today's video is an updated foundation, highlight and contour routine. My routine has changed slightly from the last time, so I decided to record a new video. So if you want to see how I highlight and contour, especially if you have oily skin like I do, then stay tuned. So I've already moisturized, and this is very important. If you have oily skin, make sure you moisturize. And I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Base Mattifying Primer, and I'm just using that on all the areas where I get oily. So next I'm going in with the LA Pro Concealer in the Orange Corrector, and I'm just using that to color correct any of the areas of my face where I have dark spots and I have kind of dark discoloration, which is around my mouth and mainly on my cheeks. And I'm just going in with the Real Techniques Beauty Blender to blend that all out. So for extra coverage, I like to go over those areas with the LA Pro Concealer in Chestnut, and I just go over the same areas where I use the orange concealer and then just blend that out again. So for foundation, I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation, and I'm using the shade 13 and 14. I have to mix them together because one is too light and one is too dark. Sometimes the struggle is real. So as you can see, I like to apply my foundation with my fingers first, and this is just to ensure that the beauty sponge doesn't soak up all the product. So I like to start from one side of my face and then work my way around to the other side, just blending everything out as best as I can. And then once I get to the forehead, I make sure that I blend the foundation into my hairline, which is very important. You also want to make sure that you blend your foundation towards your neck and under your jawline and the sides of your nose, because areas like that are very important and will show up in pictures if they're not blended out. So yeah, just continue to blend the best you can. So to highlight, I'm using the LA Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn, and I'm just applying this under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my chin and my forehead. And then again, I like to start on one side of my face, and I also like to blend the concealer into my eyelids as well, and this just helps for priming my eyes for foundation later. I do the same to the other side, and then I blend the foundation into my chin, the bridge of my nose, working through my eyebrows very carefully, and of course lastly blending the concealer into my forehead. You really want to take your time with this part because this part can be, quite difficult. So you definitely want to have patience when doing this and just keep blending the best you can. So to contour, I'm using the True Color foundation by Black Opal in the shade Ebony Brown. You can use any foundation or concealer that's at least two shades darker than your skin tone. I can't get my words out. And I'm applying this to the hollows of my cheek, the perimeter of my face, and I am applying this under my jawline and of course the side of my nose. So to blend my contour, I'm using the Zoeva 112 Face Curve Brush, and I start from the hollows of my cheeks and then I go under my jawline and then I work my way around to the other side of my face. Again, you just want to take your time with this and ensure that you're blending everything carefully. So next I blend the contours of my nose, and I just make sure I take my time to eliminate any harsh lines, and then I go back with the beauty sponge and then I just go around my face and just blend everything together just to eliminate any harsh lines. So to set my highlighted areas, I'm using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and I'm just applying this to all the areas where I have highlighted, and I like to apply an extra amount on top of that to bake because I have oily skin, so this really helps me. And it also helps for when you apply eyeshadow, and if you have a little bit of fallout, it will fall out onto the excess powder and you can dust that off later on. So I have done my eyeshadow off camera, and then I'm now dusting off any excess powder from when I have been baking. And right now, everything is looking quite ashy, but everything will blend together once we set it with our setting powder. And for setting powder, I am using the Black Opal Deluxe powder in the shade Dark, and I'm using that all over my face. Now you really want to take your time with this because this is where you want to bring the warmth back to your face. but at the same time you don't want to lose the areas that you have highlighted, so just make sure you take your time with this. And to set my contour, I'm using the Inglot pressed powder, and I'm using the darkest shade that I have in my palette, and I'm just applying this to all the areas which I cream contoured earlier. The reason why I didn't set the contour earlier is because I find that once I have set my whole face, I do lose it. So to sharpen my contour, I'm just applying some of the Sacha Buttercup setting powder under my cheekbones, and then I just leave that for a moment, and I just apply my mascara, and then I dust it off. I don't like to leave it too long, because then I find that it starts to get a bit too light under there, which I don't want. And then I go in with my face powder just to blend that even more. So at this stage, I'm pretty much done with my highlight, contour and foundation routine. I'm just applying some blush, and I'm applying my all-time favorite blush, which is Raizin from MAC. And then I like to just make sure everything is blended out nicely. And then I'm using some setting spray, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And then I'm applying some lipstick, which this lipstick is from LA Girl, and I honestly cannot remember the name because it rubbed off, so sorry. Doing a little dance and applying some highlighter. This is the Baked Bronzer highlighter from Makeup Revolution, and then again blending away. And that is it, guys. That is my highlight, foundation and contour routine. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one, guys. Bye.